Got the coolant in the funnel, funnel on the radiator. Radiator's flowing coolant. It's radiating. The hoses flowing coolant through the engine through the heater hoses into the heater core, blowing hot air out the vents. And that should be everything. All right, guys, we're gonna change coolant on this Toyota Tundra. I already have it cooled down so we can pop the cap off and not get hurt with splash hot coolant. So let's get the hood open and start this process. So we have the radiator cap, it's cooled off. We can pull the cap off without hurting ourselves. We need to drain the coolant from the radiator. We do it from the bottom. Now we're underneath the truck, already have the shields removed. You can see the drain plug right here. Like I said, most vehicles you're gonna do this way. It has a little plug there. You just rotate the knob and drain the coolant. So this is the tool I was talking about. Not only is it gonna help us refill it, but burp all the air out, because you don't want any air pockets in the cooling system. So you don't have to have something like this, but it makes life a lot easier. You got a bunch of different adapters that adapt to different radiators or reservoir bottles. That's a Volkswagen one there. So we'll get it set up for the Toyota. So we got that thing down to a slow drip. We're gonna close it, make it snug, not too tight. It is plastic, you don't wanna break it. So I got the adapters put on the radiator here. Funnel just goes right on top like that. We're gonna pour our coolant in right here, and then we're gonna run the car till it heats up and we get all that air out of the system. Again, this is not just for refilling, but it's actually for burping the air out of the cooling system. You do not want air pockets in a cooling system. This is the tool. There you go. I'll actually put a link in the description also. Now we're gonna fill our coolant. We're gonna get this funnel filled up maybe just above the lip right there. Now we're gonna start it. Let it run, warm up. You see I got my coolant going in the bowl. I also turn on the heat. I want to get heat out of the vents. I turn it on low. That tells me that there's hot coolant running through the heater core and the pipes. So we're gonna leave that running until I get warm air coming out of the vent. Then I turn the heater off and let it warm the rest of the way up. This is where this tool comes in handy. So it's holding all the coolant, making a seal here. We're not losing any coolant here. It's letting any air from the radiator, the hoses, the engine, the heater core, it's letting all of the air come through here. Don't want to fill this too much up to the top, because this may go up. It may drop down too, depending if there's air pockets and how hot it gets. This might take a while. Like I mentioned earlier, I like to turn on the vents and get heat out of the vents first. That tells me that there's hot coolant going through all of the heater hoses into the heater core. Then I shut it off, so then everything will warm up and burp the rest of the way out. Now, like I said, this procedure is for most vehicles. This is a Toyota Tundra, but this applies to a lot of other vehicles. Some are a little bit more difficult than this, but this gives you a general overview of how coolant is changed, maybe even gives you the confidence to do it yourself.